labantu laba bonke mina ngibazi. It actually alerted me ukuthi yazini lento le ukukhuluma iqiniso from what's her name ngizokutholela yena manje uKarishni Naika.
Yeah, I think I did that.
That's where that the
That was the
marketing
big deal.
you understand from Jackie Mufokeng 93 basitsana besihlalele yangithola Peggy Sue Khumalo
Ngiyamkhumbula.
you understand now social media, it's well pushed on social media, you understand,
Yeah.
but now hasn't that disadvantaged certain communities to a certain extent? Njengathi abanye bethu now we are urban people kodwa na ilist yama Miss SA asibazi.
And the spazas and the slides to internet.
You understand?
Let's go my interwebs, but look at us now.
Phela mangikhumbula iMiss SA bowuthola ema tuck shop kubekwa ama poster. You understand? Mawungena tuck shop kune poster yabantu bani Miss SA contestant or whatever.
Yeah.
And there were drives like ama road show as serious nokuthi esikoleni, because I remember there was a time primary school yami kuye kweza i-contestant bene bekwayasekasi. So but now baba push up, that's before the judging, you understand. So that they push her on the streets.
They'd have a whole drive before the show where it plays on TV for a month before the actual show, where they show the audition process and then the selection process, then the top 5, then the top 50.
Yes.
So that's how they used to do it. Now it's like, SABC maybe doesn't want to pay for that anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm using that as an example, because besibona, and now has social media in my view in this regard hasn't really given Miss SA maybe the funding yakhona is right, but when it comes to the audience,
yeah, I think nakhona the demand was high back then because that was, I think, all people had in terms of something that put them together as a unity, as a country. So I think now people are more concerned about parties. Even actually, I was saying to someone that the attendance at parties is not the same. The music festivals, it's not the same anymore. It's gone down. Because I was thinking, because I'm at a music festival almost every weekend, I could notice that it's not just because it was a flop there. It's a flop. It's not a flop. That's the actual turnout nowadays. That's
the event is still the way in a corner, but the audience,
people have lost interest. Abantu bafuna ukuze kwenzakaleni.
Mina nayi argument engilethayo sigcwele ku social media, and like mawucabanga before asithi Bongo Muffin is dropping an album or a festival, asithi festival. The festival boyibona everywhere, like the president say ukuthi kuzoba ne festival boyibona everywhere. Let's take for instance into encane nje nge-range. Here's another example.
Yeah, i-range show. My kids went and I was like, i-range show is corner.
You understand?
Their dad took them. I was like,
Mara no push you bowazi ukuthi i-range show boyibona everywhere.
Ama-sign bo yonke
indawo.
Ubona Ren is the show. Uzube ne-pressure as umntwana ukuthi okithi mabangangise i-range show i-advertise kangaka.
I would become livid growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I think being extra emotional. I need a range show.
And then even in the stationery, there was these marketing things towards a certain, like the Easter season. In the stationery change.
Yeah.
Kupalwa the date. Yapalwa a rule Renista show from Ilangel so to Ilangel so.
Ni tayar.
You understand?
The school tayar besiba nalezo zinto lezo ukuthi Ren is the show. Hey, please abhlungu lonto guys. Ningafundisa abantwana beni Ren is the show please. Otherwise, I'm a
But
I remember I used to throw proper tantrums about Rain Show.
Yeah, nami.
Proper.
Ngikhala.
I remember.
It got to a point where endlini ngara kwi OLED macros akubonganakhala. So it got to a point ukuthi iOLED lam ngama Easter. Bele sele organizer ne uncle ukuthi hey mawuhambisa inquzi awukhumbula umshana wakho ungibangela umsini. So but it got to that point ukuthi okay kumele ahambe lo kumele ayi. Otherwise ngeke kulalo endlini.
And iyadura. Ngithi bahlali bathi Gold Reef ingcono ngithi ngeke ngifuna Rain Show.
You understand?
But then when I grew up, I realized Gold Reef is better for the adults because you pay to enter. Everything is free.
Yeah.
Okay, except food. All the games are free. Rain Show, you pay to enter, you pay for the games.
Yeah. The food and everything.
So when you run out of tickets, you are out of tickets. I second that by
Yeah, but again, what I like ngalento le ukhulumayo ukuthi the way they push on ngakhona Rain Show still iyadura ukundlula iGold Reef, but abantu baya ngobuningi.
That's the strategy of marketing where they use children. Njenge McDonald's, their focus, their target market is not adults, it's children because children nag. Once I wouldn't advert McDonald's kaningi uzokunega mama ngifuna McDonald's. So I mean those things have decreased since ngana TV. I love this situation at my house. Those things have decreased. There's no mama ngifuna McDonald's out of the blue. We do buy it, but like when I remember or now even when we go to the mall, my kids don't ask for McDonald's. They'll be like, mama, go sing pie. I'm like, yeah, but pie I can buy it.
Yeah.
I can buy it for everybody.
Make it easy with the kiddies pack. No more.
McDonald's.
Pie, yeah.
When I say McDonald's, yeah, but buy waster because I think they don't like the patties, even if you buy the beef or you buy the chicken. So we're saying fair to a point, man order you Happy Meal but my patty. Because they can't substitute a Happy Meal and put vegetarian. So I think also that because my kids were born into a vegetarian environment, grew up in a vegetarian environment. Yeah, we only started eating meat like 3 years ago. Sonke. So umuntu uthanda inyama ukuthi because she was 3 when she started eating meat. Unoxola ukuqala ukudla inyama she's 10 now, so she was 7 when she started. So mina and I, we still share the sentiments of we want to stop and be vegetarian. We even decided together that we're gonna be pescatarians. But it's still a pending process.
But now, going back to the matter at hand.
So marketing,
social media, I got to a large extent. Okay, yes, connect as abantu, but it hasn't. It has taken away from the like for the image event in cool.
Yeah, it has taken away from the billboards. It has taken away from the posters on the streets. It has taken away from the bigger picture of advertising, which is what Red Bull tried to do with their culture clash. Yeah. So culture clash. Yeah, the cans.
Yes.
They rebranded the cans.
Of the different teams. Yeah.
So Red Bull tried to use the old school way of marketing, but I don't think it was like executed properly. So they struggled.
Their execution. I mean, I've got a thing. Execution here, con. I just feel they had the right idea.
It could have been done better.
Yeah, I understand. And they could have also, I think also it's the culture of a clash. And understanding the culture of a clash and bringing that to the fore. Because if you think about it, Akulu, the clash, the sound system clash is mainly within dancehall and reggae.
Yeah.
You understand? But then it was introduced on a commercial space or commercial perspective, which to a large extent, because I don't know whether the team they understand the culture or they just trying something new, not to take it outside of dancehall and reggae.
No, they were trying something new for South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think because South Africans are very restricted in terms of knowing the broader aspect of entertainment. We just want music festivals. We just want what we're used to seeing. We just want the typical stuff that we're used to seeing as South Africans. And once someone introduces into Enja, we are like, what the hell?
Yinle.
Ufuna ukwenzani manje
Yeah.
lo? Sishaya lezo manje wenzani lo?
Yeah.
Mbekeni yo ucabanga ukuthi ngcono kunathi.
Yinle.
So bona ukuthi uzo-attend ubani into yakhe yini yona le asenzelayo.
Yeah, no.
South Africans, guys.
Then now South Africa.
Okay, fine. It's a
'Cause-
minute to the news. So nje sizaqhubeka ngalaba South Africans are ungrateful nge-marketing nama-ideas amasha.
Yeah. 10:59 siyabuya manje.
Sunshine this morning, I feel the mystic from the wind, the joy I feel within. Yeah, I'm not talking no side the pawns of the King Emperor Selassie the foot. Yeah, I'm not click out the fire about them for know. I want ball of fire with your roll. In I dance.
Well, first answer to that, I guess, is that, every night I'm up till, brewing coffee at about midnight.
You are tuned in to MSR Radio. News on the hour. On MS Radio.
Good morning, welcome to MS Radio, and this is the main ingredient, and I am DJ Tito with your news. Eskom is not in the business of rescuing other businesses. Eskom says revising the current contract with controversial Gupta-owned Tegeta on coal supply will be tantamount to Eskom shooting itself in the foot. The power utility has responded to media claims that it is willing to more than double the rate it is paying for coal in an effort to rescue Gupta-owned Optimum coal mine. Optimum is currently under business rescue. Eskom's Khulu Phasiwe says the power utility is not in the business of rescuing financially ailing businesses and merely expects suppliers to abide by the contractual obligation. Phasiwe says the utility only wants coal from Optimum as per initial agreement and reports that there is a bailout project aimed to aiding Optimum are false. All that we're interested in is to make sure that we get the coal into those power stations, and Eskom is not in the business of rescuing other businesses, Phasiwe says. Eskom power station are running low on coal but have processes underway to address the problem. N3 highway remains closed following violent protests. The N3 highway at the Moy River Toll Plaza remains closed as traffic following a violent protest on Sunday night. It's understood at least 15 trucks were set alight and 18 others were looted during the demonstration, which forced the closure of the busy highway in both directions at the toll plaza. The KwaZulu-Natal Transport Department says truck drivers took to the highway over the employment of foreign nationals. Over 50 people have been arrested, including truck drivers, for their possible involvement in the torching of several trucks. The N3 toll concessions Conru says traffic is being diverted. The N3 is still closed at Moy River Plaza northbound traffic, meaning traffic from KZN heading back towards Gauteng is being diverted onto R103. The KZN Transport Department says truck drivers have been venting their anger over the employment of foreign nationals. The department's Kwanele Ngalane said, "We're equally concerned that there seems to be a growing trend that every long holiday or long weekend, when there are